everyone. My name is Monica Suyo, and I'm the Director of Recruitment and Community Engagement. Welcome to another episode of our Royal Reality Podcast. Today, we will meet one of our members of our Cristo Rey OKC family. Welcome, Marlyn Flores.
Thank you, Monica. I'm so glad to be here. I'm really excited.
Me too, because this is the first time, like I said before, that we have a parent or family engagement coordinator. Yep. So I'm very excited that you are here so you can share with our families and our school and students, everything that you do for them. And I think that you are an important member of our family.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's right. It's our first time Cristo Rey has a family engagement coordinator here at Oklahoma City. So I'm really excited to be part of it, to join the Cristo Rey family and to work with everybody here. It's been a really fun time these past few months. Sure.
Yeah, and it's not even a year, right?
No, it's been maybe like 6 months so far?
I think so
we're
too.
Pretty new.
It's pretty new. Yeah. And I think that there is not so many Cristo Reys in the network that they have a family engagement coordinator or a parent coordinator.
Not that I'm aware of, yeah.
Yes, right. If I'm not mistaken, maybe two of them plus you will be only 3 Cristo Reys. So we're very fortunate to have you. And I want to say thank you for that.
Thank you. I'm so glad to work, honestly. It's been such a joy to be part of the school.
And the same, we feel the same.
Thanks.
So, Marlyn, you're not from here, from Oklahoma. Where are you from?
So I'm originally from El Paso, Texas.
Wow.
Yeah, the border city. Came here a few months ago. Kind of came around the same time I started working here.
Okay.
And jumped into the whole education world in Oklahoma City. And it's been so fun. I've loved it so much. And the families here are just so nice. And, it's interesting because I found so many little connections with El Paso. Like, I know even some families are like, oh, yeah, I lived in Juarez, or I lived in El Paso.
We have families from everywhere.
Yes. So it's just been really nice. And
I'm
of course,
so happy to hear that.
Practice Spanish, it's always so nice as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I have to tell you that that's one of the reasons that I'm here in Cristo Rey, that I like to speak in my first language because Spanish is my first language. And then also to connect with the families. Mm-hmm. I'm very passionate about serving the community. So the Hispanic community here in Oklahoma has been a blessing for me.
I know. I agree with you. I think working with Hispanic families is always such a nice opportunity, to help them, especially like you're educated, bilingual, and then there's families that are barely starting in that journey. And so being able to be part of their journey is so fun.
That's true. And I feel that both of us, as being, have a different cultural background, always help us to connect with the parents. And the parents, like you say, we need to be there to guide in their journey. And I feel that we are very blessed to be with them and connect and share our stories. And at the same time, we're immigrants and we know that the journey can be tough. Mm-hmm. And in education, I feel that they need a lot of people to support them.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, education is the basis of everything, and so if they're able to get a little grasp of everything, it just makes life a little bit better. And so I'm glad to be part of their journey as they're raising their kids and learning themselves and being part of, their knowledge of here and their cultural breaking of everything. So it's just been so fun.
Yes, that's true. So can you share with us, some insights of your role as the family engagement coordinator and how you support the students and families and teachers?
Yeah. So I guess in very basic terms, my role is a family engagement coordinator. And what that is in very simple terms, we bridge the gap of communication between students, between teachers, between families. And my role includes connecting and forming that communication. Communication is so hard in any relationship.
Yes.
It's a hard thing to do, but it's also so crucial. It's like you need communication in everything, right? Good communication, it creates respect, it creates knowledge, it creates awareness. And so my role in the school is to bridge that communication between the student, the teachers, the families, the staff, and help them to kind of know what's going on. So that's in very simple terms of my role in the school.
What is very important, because you mentioned all the key factors in any positive and good relationship, but at the same time, I feel that the communication also help with trust. Exactly. And we have to keep that in mind, that these parents and families are trusting their kids to us. So I feel that a person like you are very important in that relationship with the parents.
I agree. That's such an important role in communication. As my role, it's communication. It's bridge the gap of communication, bridge the gap of participation. And so trust. And I would also add to that transparency. I feel like the parents really and families enjoy having that transparency from the school that their child is attending, that they're trusting their kids to put into, to know all the stuff that's going on. And so trust and transparency, I felt like so far are key components to good communication for sure. So I'm glad you mentioned that. That is very true.
And I'm so happy that we have for the first time a family engagement coordinator. I feel that the Cristo Rey family in Oklahoma City is still quite small. I enjoy the fact that we keep growing and that we are adding key elements to this organization. But, since everyone is in their own world in the sense that we all have responsibilities.
I know everybody's carrying so many hats in the school.
Exactly. I feel that it was very crucial and important that they make the decision to add your position because we need to find a way to connect with our families, to serve them in a better way. And like you say, create that relationship. And especially when 84% of our families are Hispanic.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think, there's so many factors, right? We have Hispanic families. We have families that are coming from different cultural backgrounds, economic backgrounds, and part of my role, the way I see it is I want to take a little bit of the burden off from teachers and staff to be like, let me help you with that. If a family's going through something, whatever it is, like, I hope they feel comfortable coming to me and telling us about it too, so that we can help them even better. A lot of the times I feel like teachers are so overwhelmed in teaching and making sure that they miss a lot of little things that they might know of a family. Maybe a family's going through a death, maybe some economic situations or issues, just so many little things that they're not aware. So by having that communication and having my role in there, it's like there's a little bit less of a burden on teachers specifically, where they can focus on what is their job, which is to teach the student and make it a more individual for that student. It's not just teaching for the whole class or for the whole group. It's just like with more information, with more communication, they're able to target better to each student, which I think is super important for the success of every student.
As a former educator, I can tell you that as teachers, we're always concerned about what's going on with our students in their academic life and also in their personal life. However, sometimes we miss that portion, like you said, that is the families. Because like you say, it could be something going on at home that we are not aware of as educators, but you may know, and that will help. Or it could even impact the academic life of the students.
Exactly.
Or sometimes, there's a lack of resources for our families that you can provide that information. So as teachers, we know what's going on and we can do a better job serving the needs of our students and families.
Exactly. And that's where I think, again, communication comes in. It's like, okay, what are the resources that we can offer our families? What are the things that our family needs to really, at the end, the aim is the success of every student. That's what we want. And so whatever it takes, I think we should be willing to do it and to do it.
Yes. And you just said a phrase from my former principal. Actually, he put it as a hashtag. It was hashtag whatever it takes. I think it's very important as an educator and administrator, everybody that works with the families, even the board or the administration people, you should have that in mind that if you are in an educational organization, you should do whatever it takes to serve the students and families.
I agree.
Yes.
I also think families is such a crucial role in society. If families are good, society is going to be good. And so we need to pay attention to families. We need to pay attention to their needs. And, we might not be able to solve every single problem that they have, but we can definitely help them. It's not a single solo circus, it takes everybody.
It takes everybody. It's a lot of teamwork.
Exactly.
And that's why I feel that your position is very important for our school. So can you just share with us what programs or initiatives are currently in place to enhance that family engagement with the school community?
Absolutely. I'm so excited because we have so many things going on right now and then we're starting and slowly, it's been only a few months, obviously, but so we started English classes for our parents.
Yes,
we started that last
aware
semester.
of that.
And I took over that because I used to teach English. Well, I still do. I teach English kind of like on the side as well.
English is a second language.
English as a second language, correct. And so we started English classes for our families, and we opened it to the community as well. So we have families from other schools that join us in our classes, and it's every Monday and Wednesday. It's online, so just a little click, and they're able to join. So we have those classes, and it's been so much fun, just to meet with students and to meet my students, right? But they're actually the parents at school. But to talk to them, to hear about their fears, to hear about like what's going on and how they feel when they interact with people at the bank or people at school or people at the grocery store. And then that little like growth that they're doing little by little. I've just been with them, maybe 4 months that we started doing it. And I had a parent who's like, I feel more comfortable. It's just like being at the grocery store and like paying my bills because I was able to understand it. So that's something that for me is just tremendously important, right? To enable our students or our parents to have knowledge, because knowledge is power. And so when we enable them with the specific tools they need to succeed, it really makes a difference in their life. Anyway, so we're doing English classes. We started doing technology classes for our parents as well. We're going to start them hopefully online. That's the plan. So where they can just like do a little click and learn how to use emails, how to move or use the phone, how to, I don't know, navigate computers, little stuff like that. Sometimes, we take it for granted, but it's there and we need to learn how to use it. We're doing, hopefully in the plans, learning walks. I know we talked a little bit about it, right? With new parents as well, new families and then current families. So learning walks. And then of course we have the PTSO organization. So that's going on as well. I don't know. I think the more we find out from parents, the more we're able to do more things that can enable them to foster.
Well, I have to say,
education.
Congratulations, Marlyn, because in these short 4 months, you have done a lot. And I'm aware of that because I remember talking a little bit or presenting a little bit about Cristo Rey in one of your English classes. And I feel that you are definitely, doing a tremendous impact on your life because, like you say, you're enabling them to just have a regular daily life and empowering them with information and knowledge. What is very important, because if they feel empowered by, and they are not from this country, definitely they will be able to support their student in their academic life journey.
Absolutely.
Because I have seen before you join Cristo Rey that our parents needs a lot of help, like you say, with computers. Well, I'm glad to hear there's a technology class just for the admission process. Everything's online. Or getting the newsletter from the school. You need that to understand. You need an email address and to understand how to, read an email, and navigate or respond to an email or the FAFSA nights. Every communication from a school nowadays everything is electronically. Everything by either by email or by an app.
And it's easy to miss, there's so many things going on that it's just like, I missed that night. I missed the FAFSA night. But then there's where that communication is there. It's like they're getting texts, they're getting emails. For me, where it's just like, oh, it's real. It's like this is going on.
Exactly.
Instead of
and there is so much going on.
Yeah.
I think that the uniqueness of Cristo Rey is that we offer different programs.
Right.
There's different activities because we have different departments. I come from the admissions and recruitment department. So anybody that is new or want to know the school or school visits or tours goes through me. So they may get a message from admissions. They also see our posts on social media about admissions, but then they also get information from college counseling.
Yep.
And then they get the newsletters from the principal, that is academics. They might get also newsletters from the mental health department because we have 2 mental health counselors. So that could be overwhelming.
It could be
and
overwhelming.
They don't know how to navigate or just they may don't know which one is more important. Like you said, PTSO. I always encourage our parents to join the parent teacher student organization, to come to the meetings. But I appreciate what you do there because for those parents that cannot join the PTSO meetings, you can do online.
I know. You can just join online.
Exactly. And you translate for those parents if there's anybody available, to do a bilingual communication. But then the other thing that you say about learning walks, I know that we talk a lot about it because it's such important role for the parents to be at the school that we want to enable them with information saying these are the classes, these are the teachers, this is how a regular day looks like. We have to make sure that those parents are involved and they need to be there, and the language is not a barrier.
Exactly.
When I was a teacher, I always tell my parents, language is not a barrier.
No.
If we don't have here the translator, you can bring somebody else to translate for you. What we want is that our parents be present.
Yeah. And that's, I think, one of my biggest goals is like, I want to motivate them to be here and to feel comfortable. Like,
yes,
I don't want them to feel scared if they come and visit Cristo Rey. I want them to feel comfortable. They're part of, we say Cristo Rey family, we're the family, da, da, da. And they are a family, they're the Cristo Rey family, and they should feel comfortable coming to school, asking questions. But I think the communication from all parts or departments, be either counseling department, college department, recruiting, it's good communication, but at the same time, it could be overwhelming. But don't feel afraid of that. Like,
yes,
come join us, ask questions. And I'm kind of like the go-to girl, it's
and
like,
that's,
hey, Marlyn,
and that's what I like about it,
or, hey, what's going on with that? And so, yeah.
If they can come to you, because other departments can tell you that last year there were many times that I will get phone calls just because they speak Spanish, but the needs was not in my department. The need was an academic, college counseling, or development.
Right.
So I feel that you can be that to-go person. And then from there, you can say, okay, you have a questions about admissions. Let me connect you with admissions department.
Exactly.
This question is about, I don't know, Oklahoma Promise. Let me connect you with, the college counseling.
Yeah. And slowly, I feel like I'm getting to that point. At first, being new, parents are like, who is this person? Who is she texting? Or why is she texting me? But I feel, this morning I got a text from a parent like, hey, I have a question with FAFSA and scholarships and this and this. I don't know who to ask. And I feel so glad. And it's like, okay, we're getting to that point where that trust is building. And I'm like, okay, immediately I'm like, let me connect you. I know where to take you. And we have that person. The language is set. Like, you can talk to them in Spanish or English, whatever you prefer, but it's set, and we can direct your needs and your questions and concerns with the appropriate source. And I think it just makes everything so easier, and clear and clean and transparent, because it's not from so many people and everybody's kind of going crazy at the same time.
So can you, now you've been talking a lot about the different activities, that you are working with the parents and projects as well. Can you provide examples of successful family involvement activities or events organized by your role?
Well, I mean, I think it goes hand in hand with like the English classes, for example. Like any little thing I feel like is good. We're little workshops. Communication, I think, has been really good. The whole texting thing, I think, has really enabled more communication this past few months. I would have to say just the overall activities that the school creates have been helpful, just with that communication, any little activity that we do, it's a little bit maybe more, there's been a little bit more involvement. Like we had recently last month, the Virgen de Guadalupe, right? Celebration. We had a mom that brought tamales and pozole, and it was just like so nice, to see that participation from parents. It's always so nice to see them help with food, or we need snacks for testing, and parents are always so willing to come and help out. And so it's always been nice to see that participation. We had last month with the parents, and they stayed to eat, and they talked around, they mingled, and they observed, which was, maybe at this point I'm like, we need more parents to join us. That wasn't enough.
No,
but it's always a good start, little by little that we start creating activities where parents like, oh, I can go to that. I can participate. Let me take some time off and do it. It'll make a world of a difference for the students. And that's my goal, that hopefully they're motivated enough to come, to join us, to participate, become engaged, and actually like help their kids. When the kids see their presence at school, even if they're teenagers, they will remember it forever. Like they'll remember my mom came, my dad came to this.
And like I told you, as an educator, I can tell you that that's very important. Many times I hear families saying, well, my child don't want me in their life. They're a teenager. And I say, yes, but they will appreciate, like you said, coming to an event and bringing food.
Yeah.
From your country. Because as a Spanish teacher, I used to do little parties at the end of the semester or at the end of the quarter to see, and they love it. They love to share their own food, either tamales, pozoles, and Mexican rice, or pupusas if they are not from Mexico.
That's true, yeah.
And even when I have students from Asia, egg rolls.
I know.
Yes.
And
even if they were from here, one time in one of my classes, they brought turkey and pot grows. And I think that that's very important. I think that that's part of the relationship. And when you start trusting and having that close relationship, it make a big difference. Yeah. And I can definitely say that you have impacted in many ways, because I have seen an increase in participation of our parents in anything, the PCTC meetings, the PTSO meetings. I have seen more participation, also being more vocal when they ask questions.
I know.
In those meetings, and also by email or by text. Mm-hmm. So I can, say that, yes, your role has been important for us, because I have increased participation and communication from our parents.
Well, thank you. That's really nice of you to say. I mean, I don't really know what to compare it with, but it's been, I've really tried to work hard, and I hopefully parents can really feel comfortable.
And that's why some parents call you, La maestra Marlyn.
I know, they call me maestra. I'm maestra, and I'm like, okay, I'll take it. I like it. I'm used to it.
So I think that's very neat, because that's saying a lot. That's speaking volumes on how much parents trust you and how they connect with you. And I always say relations are key. For any type of business or organizations, relationships are very important.
I agree. No matter what.
No matter what
scenario.
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
Now, how do you, as the family engagement coordinator, encourage communication? What exactly do you do so the parents are connected with the school, and so in this way everybody's informed and involved?
Yeah, I think there's just many ways, right? I mean, it takes two to tango.
Yes.
Like the saying goes. It's not just me communicating someone. Yes. I think it also involves them communicating with me. So with that, we're using Kimvo this year, right?
Yes,
I believe other years we've used other.
It's an app or it's just a website?
It's an app. Okay. It's involved with Power School, so it's the same, I think, company. Kimvo has been super useful because parents can send me just a text, instead
directly to your phone.
Directly to. Well, I download the app and they can do that, but they get it directly as a text, right?
Okay.
Which is just a text. That has been, I think, super careful, because when I call them, they immediately think, oh my gosh, is something going on with my kid? Right. It's like, no, relax. It's okay. It's just an informative text. So I think sending little messages to them where it's just informative, not really like your kid is in trouble or this is going on or you got an accident. It's just informative text has really enabled more communication instead of an email, which a lot of times parents miss. Even though, we're still continuing email, we have all of our social media, which is, I think, really important. And that really kind of helps build more relationship as well. If they see it in social media, if they see it through my text, if they see it from a message from Principal Herman or for you or for the teacher. All those little communication, I think, whatever it is, it has to be a lot of them to really create that bond.
Yes. And like you said, we need that communication be from both parts.
From both.
So you're a current parent of Cristo Rey. Remember that Miss Marlyn Flores said that you need Kimvo.
Yes.
And you need to be checking your email.
Please check your emails, check your text. But more than anything, check the text. I feel like a lot of parents can see a lot of information from a little text. I always tell my parents, save my number, because you can send me a text directly to that, and I'll get it and I'll answer it as soon as I can.
And then if that doesn't work for you as a parent, remember that you can come or stop by our school and meet Marlyn Flores, have a meeting, or just simple call the school.
Oh, I would love it. Yeah, if they can just come and be like, where's Marlyn, and talk to me. Some parents already know, which is good. I always like to talk to them. But just come and meet me, and I'm more than happy to help. I mean, that's my job.
Yes, and I appreciate that from you. Mm-hmm. So, Marlyn, are there any specific challenges, that you address as a family engagement coordinator, and how you navigate those situations?
Well, we have parents from all over the world.
Yeah, that's true.
Even though it's Latin America, it's from so many walks of life, so many places. I think there's a challenge of technology. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that's a big one. I feel like there's the language barrier. Mm-hmm. There's the sometimes the confidence barrier. Mm-hmm. I think for me, the biggest challenge is getting parents to come and communicate. Like I said, it's not just me communicating to them. I really need them to communicate with me as well. Again, our focus is the success of their kids, of each student. And that takes both of us. That takes the whole group. That takes you, me, the principal, teachers, but also the parents, and so, I think it's really important to focus on their communication to us as well, that no matter what is going on, it only takes 5 seconds to send a question or to send an email or, a few minutes to really tell me something or call me and create that communication coming from them. And so I've seen that a little bit of a challenge, which I'm trying to break slowly, but surely, hopefully that, those challenges are broken down and conquered, that they can feel comfortable communicating.
And that's very important, to continue cultivating that relationship with our family. What we already say is very crucial, because we want that they play an active role in their students' education. But also, we want just to continue creating this sense of community. We talk, like you said, we talk so much about Cristo Rey family that without the students and family, this cannot be, our school won't exist. Yeah. So sometimes we need to remember that we as staff members, we need to be continually serving our families and doing the best that we can for our students. And that should be our main focus.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I think that we forget that, but again, we need to also encourage our families, meet with them. And then again, it's a teamwork. And I know that those challenges exist, but I hope, like you say, little by little, that gap starts to close so that they feel so comfortable to come anytime. And then they also feel comfortable to stay with us for 4 years.
Yeah.
And then they are committed to that.
I think we need to know, from them. Yes. They need to communicate to us like, hey, what do you know about this? Yes. What do you know about this? And we have the resources to help them. We know of resources to help them. We have, as much as we can. If we don't have it, we'll figure it out, but we can help them. But we need to know also, I think, as well, like, what do our families need?
Yes.
And I can go and just guess, I kind of need that.
We just need that they continue participating. Yes. Yeah. So I know that you're new to our family, but what is the vision? What vision do you have for our school for the next 3 to 5 years?
That's a great question. I really hope for Cristo Rey to become, I know it's a really new school in essence, but I also think because of that, it really forms a really good opportunity for families to come and make a difference. We can have new families to really voice what they want. And I feel we're at a stage at Cristo Rey where we can make that happen.
Yes.
It's not, we're super strict in what we do. I feel like, I don't know, but I feel like, there's opportunity for a lot of growth that our families can, with their participation, can help us become a great school. So, 3 to 5 years, I really see Cristo Rey to kind of continue with their growth. I feel like Cristo Rey is a school where, you get a little bit of everything. You get a spiritual education. You get an academic education. You have a work study program. And so my vision is that it continues to be like that, and it attracts parents where parents can say, they have everything, and I trust them with my kids. I trust taking them and being part of that family.
Yes.
So I hope it continues to grow even more, and that it becomes even more successful in that area, especially.
Yeah. And then you just say something that everybody shared with me before. This is a question that I always ask people about, like, what's your vision? How do you see our schools? And everybody wants to keep, actually everybody said that they want that they continue keep growing, that the school continue keep growing. And then also they would like to see other, like when I talk to teachers, to offer other type of classes or elective. When I talk to families, they want to see different type of programs. Right. A new building or a permanent location. But I think that at the end, everybody, have the same conclusion. We just want that Cristo Rey keep going. And, and be there as part of the community and continue serving many families.
Yeah.
So now I would like that you just look at the camera and said, any suggestion or recommendations that you have for our students and parents?
So future students or parents, or just
our current?
Our current.
Yes, and you can look at the cameras, Marlyn.
So say that again. Tell me the question again.
Okay, no worries. What kind of recommendations or suggestions? ¿Qué le dirías a esas familias? What would you tell them?
Tell those parents?
To our current families.
To our current families. To please feel comfortable coming up to us. I know there are many concerns. I know there's sometimes even misunderstandings that can happen. But we're here to help. I think, I not only speak for me, but for you, Monica, and the whole staff. We care about our families. We care about each and every one of you. And we hope to to really build that trust and hear from you and hear your voice and try to make things happen. I know it could be difficult. Obviously, there's so many things that can impact a decision, but overall, I want the families to know that we're here for them, that we care for them, and we want the success of their children in the school.
Thank you. And that's, with that wonderful advice, I will end this episode. Thank you so much, Marlyn, for sharing.
For having me, Monica.
I know this was a short time, definitely we need a part 2. And I hope that the next year we can share more experiences, about how this family keep growing, because it's one family. It is true. We're serving the community, but at the end it's one family, and we're working to keep them alive, healthy, strong,
and
empowered. I like that. So anyway, I would like to just conclude this episode with that positive message from Miss Flores, who is our Cristo Rey OKC Family Engagement Coordinator. Please don't forget to share this episode with other families, either current families or potential families that are interested in Cristo Rey. We have talked in all these episodes about the different programs and resources that we offer at our school. Like I said, the purpose of this podcast is just for our families and students to know more about Cristo Rey. So we also don't forget to check our Facebook page, Instagram, and any other social media. And like always, this is Monica Suyo, the Director of Recruitment and Community Engagement, and it's my pleasure to see you today at our Royal Reality Podcast. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.